Hi, welcome back to BRMC's Healthy Connections. And we've been talking today about the Mruk Family Center on Aging is hosting their third annual Men's Health Forum on June 2nd out at the Baxter County Fairgrounds in the Education Building. And Paul, you were saying just before we had to take a break that we have a variety of things out in the booths, and I know you were saying even fly fishing, and I was thinking, gosh, The River Runs Through. It's the only movie I can remember with it shows, you know, that's fly fishing, I believe. So.
And I'm looking forward to that. I may become a fisherman after my fly fishing demonstration. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's about.
Yeah. All right. And Hal, what else have we got going on?
Well, we spoke earlier about the fact that the Hospital Foundation owns a thrift store in Flippin that's operated by the Volunteer Services, and we have just recently expanded that store, and we've increased the size of the building space by 50%.
Oh my goodness.
So the market over there has been really great for us, and it's a great ministry for the hospital as a fundraiser, and also provides a lot of service for the local people.
That's
and the
wonderful.
Community as a whole has just been tremendous in furnishing us with donations. So
that's great, and I love to hear those success stories.
Yes,
when, you know, only open a couple of three years in August. 3 years in August.
Yeah,
right.
And we will be having a grand opening of some sorts to celebrate this, probably in August when we have our 3rd anniversary. So
that's wonderful.
If you're in Flippin, stop and see us. We're open Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday through Saturday. And just to explain to everyone too that sometimes I think folks may not realize or remember, you know, Baxter Regional Medical Center is a 501c3 not-for-profit hospital, and the wonderful work that the auxiliary does on behalf of the hospital with their Flippin' Bargain Box, the Bargain Box here in Mountain Home, the Pika Boutique over on the square. Who am I forgetting? Anybody?
Well, there's so many things going on.
And plus all the auxiliary, the
fundraisers
they have. All of those monies go right back into the hospital in some capacity. So
we generated in 2010, I think, about $260,000.
And
that all went back to the hospital.
And it's all so beneficial to 14 counties that we serve.
Absolutely.
So we're very fortunate. So thanks for that. I love to hear when something like, oh yeah, instead of closing down, we're opening up and expanding because it's been so successful. So.
Yeah.
What else have we got going on between the Mruk Family Center on Aging and the programs you have over there?
Well, we have a new program that's going to be starting May 19th, and it's called Mending Hearts, and we are actually going to be the first chapter here in the state of Arkansas. So that's another exciting program. Is it Stevens?
Les Stevens, how this all came about was, I know that I have Les's permission to do this or to speak about this, suffered a heart attack, and in the course of his recovery had gone online and was looking for various things, perhaps diet and exercise, and just to get an overview of what was out there. And in the course of this came across a program called Mending Hearts. And these are folks that are very well trained. Mending Hearts is a national organization that is supported by the American Heart Association and the cardiologists throughout the country. And they want to make sure that people prior to having a procedure, if they come in for a scheduled procedure, to help them eliminate and alleviate some of the fears that they have. So it's just a wonderful program. It's just, as Nancy said, getting kicked off at 1:30 on May 19th over at the Mruk Family Center on Aging. Les will be there, along with a gentleman coming down who's been with the Mending Hearts program for many, many years. And they will go over with those that want to come in what's involved with training, because they want to be sure when you go to a patient's bedside, it's really not so much to talk about your experience as much to listen and see how you can help them, so what their concerns are.
And another component, they have an educational portion of the program, so we help to bring in, speakers and stuff for the group, and then they have a support group that'll meet once a month, and it's just going to be wonderful, you know, to help alleviate some of the fears for those maybe going to have a stent placed or awaiting bypass surgery. So,
right. And it's always so soothing to talk with someone who's experienced it.
Oh, exactly.
So, yep.
Of course, you know, we do several support groups. So.
What other support groups? Tell
well, we have several support groups we do at the center. We do an Alzheimer's and Dementia support group that we actually hold at the Van Mater Senior Center. And I facilitate that group, and I just love that group. And, you know, we don't realize what's the work it is to care for someone with Alzheimer's and dementia, and I just really applaud these caregivers. And I always say in our support group, sometimes they learn more from each other. You know, they hear an experience and to know that, yes, someone else has been through this. But we also do a Better Breather support group for those with respiratory diseases such as COPD, asthma. We do a stroke education support group, Parkinson's, and we just recently started a early stage dementia support group. And that is for someone who is actually diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia and they're in the early stages. And we try and do it in a very positive light. We try to find ways to help them, you know, cope better and to function better, be more independent. And so that's one of our new support groups also. And then we have the new Mending Hearts support group. So
I'm really excited about all of these. And with the caregivers that you do at the Van Mater Center, that's for the actual caregivers?
It is. That one, that's why I started. I would have a lot of people that would come to that, like couples. When, you know, the spouse would have Alzheimer's, and sometimes, you know, the disease can get very hard for caregivers. And so I would always tell them, you know, you're welcome here. We want to answer questions, but I don't want you to always think your journey's going to be the same, because it can be very scary when you're hearing these stories. So the one at the Van Mater Senior Center is for the caregiver themselves.
Okay.
And they actually, the Baxter Adult Daycare there will provide care for their loved one while they attend a support group free of charge.
Oh, okay. So they have their loved one come with them?
They can.
On the premises or in the home as well?
Yeah. They can, well, just on the premise.
On the premises,
they have the daycare there, and their loved one can go in there. So anyways, we had several that were coming with their spouses who had the disease, and so we decided we needed a support group for those who with early diagnosis. And I think we're only the second support group of this type in the state. There's another one in Little Rock.
Wow. So really just setting new trends all over the place. I know the Mending Hearts
is a brand new program for Arkansas.
Will be the brand new program for Arkansas. The gentleman that's coming down to train people is from Missouri. He's making he believes in it so much, he's coming down from Jasper to do the training.
It's such a wonderful program, and the handouts that they have to give patients going through procedures, they are top quality and very, very informative. I've looked at them and read through them, and I am just very impressed with the whole program. So,
how's your schooling coming? Are you getting? Tell everybody what you're doing.
Okay.
We're so proud. We're so proud of you.
I will actually. I'm finishing up my family nurse practitioner's degree this year, and I graduate in December.
Yay.
So I'm very excited. And right now I have 2 more classes left, and this year it's just been all clinical time. I go usually 2 days a week, and I work. I've worked in different clinics. I've worked with the pediatricians. I worked at the Women's Center. Just recently finished rotation with family practice.
Oh my goodness, you have been. What are you doing in your spare time?
In between the Center on Aging and school, it keeps me very busy, but I really enjoy it. And when I get done with school, I love the older adult, and I really enjoy the geriatrics, and I hope to find a position working with the older adults. So that's
good
my
for
goal.
you. We're very, very proud of you, Nancy.
Excited. Well, thank you, Donna.
That's wonderful.
I have one more brag I'd like to give today.
Oh, sure.
And it's not for me, but it's for Paul. Paul was just recently, what's the word I want to say? Appointed to the Governor's Advisory Council on Aging. So we are very excited. That's just going to help to bring more recognition to Mountain Home and to our needs in our area. So we're very excited about that.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited also.
I can't think of a better appointee.
Well, thank
Congratulations.
You very
That's
kind.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
We really are. We've been the flagship here in Mountain Home. in so many areas. Some of the things that either people aren't aware that we have, that we're always trying to educate them on, are 4 community houses, the Mruk Family Center on Aging being one. But we've talked with Regina Ellis, coordinator for the Pites Cancer Support House that we have here, one of 6 in the United States, not just in the, they just don't exist. We have the Rappel Diabetes Learning Center and the Schliemann Center for Women's Health Education. To have 4 community houses, as we call them, with all of the information available to the 14 counties that we serve, with just all the latest information that's available, is unheard of. It's not occurring any other place in the country. So we always need to just remind ourselves how fortunate and how blessed we are here.
And I would just like to speak to that for a minute, Donna, because the Center on Aging is a partnership with UAMS and Little Rock and the Schmeeding Center and the Arkansas Aging Initiative. And they are so impressed with what our hospital offers, because I believe we're the only one in the state that has the resources available.
That we have.
Yeah, and I think we set an example. I think the hospital does a great job.
Well, I want to thank you all. I'm just glowing from side to side here with this smile, because we are just so proud to be a part of Baxter Regional Medical Center in all of our capacities. I want to thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you for being
here. Thank you very much. And don't forget, Men's Health Forum, June 2nd, that's a Thursday. Paul says get there at 8:30 so you can take a look at all the booths and what they have to offer, and also didn't I hear juice and coffee and those things?
We do. We usually have some muffins and juice and coffee for the guys. All right.
So guys, come have your coffee and with a bunch of other guys, and learn how to fly fish and then go in and talk to the doc. So we hope that you can make it there. Come back and join us again next week for BRMC's Healthy Connection. Thanks for joining us.